Aha, and welcome back to another scene for this life, where, as we set the scene in beautiful, frigid as fuck, Duluth, Minnesota, on the ever so scenic Sept of the Hearth's Fire, Charlotte is on a mission. Oh, she's got that business girl walk, that fucking strut, and yeah, she is en route to find a particular someone who decided to, at least proverbially, hang up on her. And oh no, no, this doesn't end like that. So no, she's not made of fucking fury, but Charlotte is sure as fuck at a handle business kind of mindset as she comes just walking at a good, solid, ground eating clip towards the training grounds. Heading over, taking a scan around, looking for that bright red hair and beard, because let's face it, Mick Duncan does have some pretty distinctive features. He's pretty good to pick out of a crowd.
I'll say as you make your way up towards the training ground, it's not the side of him that you get. It's you hear him first. The loud crashing and cracking of the training dummy as his fist meets wood, knuckles being bled dry effectively as you hear the loud kind of exhale and roar as someone just unleashes that primal fury that every Garou has. This is long-winded. There's a bit of something underneath it all as well. Does that almost sounds like fucking music playing? But either way, you can definitely hear like the sounds of someone beating the living shit out of a trading post.
Yeah, that does sound about right. So yeah, she reorients accordingly. Heads that way.
Eventually, obviously, as you make your way up there, it becomes pretty apparent that he's there. He's effectively shirtless, wearing some like fucking baggy shorts, and just going buck fucking wild on this. And he does. He has like a little radio set up. Those little battery powered radios. It's kind of like a good 10 feet away, back where a pile of his shirt and other stuff is. And he's just going full ham.
Well, might as well let him work out some of that fucking temper. So for the moment, she'll head on over and isn't going to get right into his immediate airspace, not just yet. But she will take up a spot, kind of park herself, leaning against a tree. Probably actually over near his things. Just kind of wait for him to get through whatever good push he's doing, because, well, she's agitated, but he is clearly more agitated than she is, and she can wait for him to work a little of that out of his system. She's got patience. So yeah, she just parks up against the tree, pops her shoulder against it, and just kind of waits. Arms idly, crossed in a fashion that says, it's that posture that says, I'm annoyed, but I can wait. I can fucking wait. And yeah, just kind of takes a bit of a lean.
You stand there and you watch as he doesn't slow down at all. In fact, if anything, he picks up the speed and goes on and on and on. Eventually, there's that you kind of see the shoulders buckle. So he takes that kind of lot, not the goes in with the heavy haymaker, smashes it as hard as he can. Just kind of takes that second to breathe. The shoulders rock back, and he just takes a small walk over to where his things are. Puts a foot on top of the radio, obviously stopping it, picks up a towel, wipes over his face, clearly just drenched in sweat.
Oh yeah, when he whips around to head that way, she's there. Not like parked right next to his shit, but actually no, probably parked, up against the nearest tree to his things.
Evening, Riot.
Evening. So, you want to tell me what that was about? That shit with Yolana. What was that?
What was that?
Yeah, what was that?
But with all due respect, Raya, she did disrespect me. I don't take too lightly to that.
Was it disrespectful for you, for her to agree to do something I'd asked her to?
Disrespectful. It was disrespectful to me, Raya.
Do you think
The
I
way...
disrespected you by trying to ask her to speak to one of her own people?
What? No. You can ask her to do whatever the fuck you want, Raya. You are indeed our alpha.
So
What I
where's
don't
the
like,
hitch?
Raya, is when I've clearly proven myself as your beta, and I get little sarky comments that maybe I can do this and maybe I can do that. Well, how about no? You the one that gives me the fucking orders around here. If I'm not mistaken, Raya.
No, you're not.
So I apologize if you took offense to that, Raya. It was not intended.
She's just kind of looking at him, bemused, really. Because the yelled apology, always the most effective form. But more just
And
the idea
if
that the tone.
I was in her fucking presence, Raya, I'd have broken her fucking jaw for speaking to me like that.
For not telling you to do something and saying maybe? Because it's not her place to tell you what to do? That she knows that?
Right. Oh, no. Right, no. Right, no. Oh, I see how it is. Oh, I apologize. I've apologized. That is the end of it. She does it again, break her fucking jaw. I'll tell her to wind her neck in and I'll take her fucking knees. That's all. That's all.
Are you gonna make me step in the next time that she says that maybe you might do something? Because it is not her place to tell you what to do.
No. Oh, it's just nice to feel, like I said, just to feel, step in that she tells me that.
Apologies, I'm interrupting. Go ahead.
Right. I'll tell you what. It ticked me off a little bit. Oh, what's going on? I know that you've been running around doing all your stuff and all that. And I'm proud of you and I'm happy for you all. But unlike you, I've been stuck in this fucking sept quite a bit.
Oh, you have. We could have used you. I should have brought you.
I don't doubt it. But then when I hear that you go on about, oh, we need to find out a bit of information, you get a galliard to do it. I was like, you know what? Hey, Agnes, this is my fucking time, all right? And then I hear nearly. Fucking nearly. Am I not worth that much to you, Charlotte? Is that it?
It's nothing like that at all.
It certainly fucking seems like it.
Well, you slammed the proverbial receiver before I got on to what I'd like you to do. Yolanda was the first who came and asked outright what she could be doing with her people, so I answered. I suggested. But just because I'm asking her to speak to Neri doesn't mean you're completely thrown off onto the back burner. No. I absolutely want you on this. After all, even with you full bore on top of this, you and Neri don't talk to 100% exactly the same people. I'm sure both of you have kin that the other doesn't speak to. In fact, I dare say there's easily more networking to be done through you and your kinfolk than there is through hers. But it's not unwise to ask a Fury, Galliard, what she might know about it when it's very possible that she or one of the others have had to shelter people who've come from that place, people who are suffering psychological trauma. It's the kind of thing they're generally attracted to. But you've certainly got, I'm sure, among your kinfolk and their families, the greater number of people to speak to. No, I definitely want you on this. I was just answering Yolana at the time. 110% want you on this. Like you said, you keep pretty fucking good rapport with most everyone. You're absolutely worth it. Then she'll take a pause and give him. I mean, it's not blatantly fucking, removed from emotion studying. She's just keeping a weather eye on his posture, on his expression, and just trying to keep an idea of how he's digesting this. And I can roll if you like.
Certainly can.
I can. It's a thing I can do. I don't think that applies. So 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
As you give the spiel of what's going on, so you can see, it especially in his face. It's kind of one thing you've known about McDonald is he's not the smartest man, but it's a bit logic is it makes sense. It's fucking logic. You can't argue with it. No, you can see it's like something starting to tick over, but that posture and that maybe it's just the fact that physically impressive coming through, but he's not bulking or anything. He's not falling down or anything like that. He is just, you could see it. There is still that unbridled rage underneath. He is not happy about something. It makes sense. Maybe he's catching onto it, but still something else.
So yeah, she says her bit and gives it a minute, and then just kind of looks up and lets him catch his breath, but just is obviously listening expression.
Like I said, Raya, I apologize if I have caused any offense to yourself.
What exactly about what Yolana said set you off? If I can ask.
It's the way it was said. Now, to you, it might not carry disrespect. To me, I didn't like that. Not one bit. Like I said, she'd have said that to me face, I'd have broken her fucking jaw. If anybody would have said something like that to me, I'd have broken their fucking jaw. Within reason, of course. I'm not going to punch the fucking, the Alpha or the Sept. Just raising a valid point. That's all, Charlotte. It's all I ever fucking do. Why are we going around trying to gather these little things for a cousin? It's a cousin. She's fucking help her anyway. It's like we got to go slaving around all this kind of shit.
There's kind of a, the hands kind of splay. I know I throw off the curve, but it is normal, related or no. When you're asking a favor of a higher rank, you bring something to thank them for putting out the effort.
Now that I understand, Raya. But it's still...
I think she's taking it a tad far. She finally... there's kind of that inconfidence expression.
The way it was said in conversation, Raya, was pushing me off to the side like I didn't matter, as a beta of this pack. That might not have been the intent, but that's how I took it. Because that's how it was dished out.
She takes a thoughtful nod.
Now I take that as disrespect. And I don't like that. So I'll admit I was getting a bit riled up. But you know what? I kept it cool. I was being polite. And she started saying all that. Oh, maybe you do it. Maybe. No. Shut your fucking trap. And I closed the link. I did. Do you know why I did that, Charlotte? Because if I didn't, I'd have just got in an argument in all of our fucking heads and I'd have walked down there and strung her up on a fucking tree and beaten the living shit out of her. But I thought it'd be a little bit more healthy if I come down here and beat the shit out of that fucking stick.
You did beat the shit out of that fucking stick.
Aye. It's alright. It's alright. Oh, it's alright. No, it's alright. Don't worry about it. It's alright. Not phased. Nothing like that. But as you should know, if it happens to me fate and it happens again, I'm not going to forget.
I admit at the time, my attention was split. I didn't hear tones of disrespect, but then again, I wasn't paying full attention. So in that, apologize, but please, even if you need to shutter things some, when you hang up on me, there's nothing I can do about it. Take some practice, but you should be able to shutter some and leave others open. I never meant to leave you on the sidelines. And truth be told, regardless of the words Yolana used, I hadn't taken the time to address you on it in the first place, and you are my beta.
Aye. So now I pitch to you, how would you feel in that regard?
Sorry, say that again?
I pitch to you, Raya, how would you feel if that had happened? Right there. Your outfit gone round the corner. Talk to someone else about something before even considering. I don't know what's fucking going on, do I? Nobody's spoken to me about this fucking hospital.
It's been something of a very recent development, and I do need to sit and talk to you on it.
You said? Oh. Forgive? I forgive. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you now, Charlotte, I don't forget. So if I see it happen again,
If she treats you with disrespect and you feel the need to reinforce the fact that you are beta, within reason, I see no need to step in. But you and Yolanda have actually done very well lately. And I'd hate to think that something she said without thinking and without meaning ill bring up that kind of fury in you.
Simple. An easy man, Charlotte. Very fucking easy. Don't disrespect. And I haven't disrespected back. Simple as that. Unless I bring a fucking storm.
For now then, I don't begrudge you that. You're the way you are. I like you the way you are. I wouldn't have you any different. But while she's running errands, if you're done here, she kind of glances over that post, kind of, oof, for a moment. If you're cool and ready to do it, I do need to talk to you about what we saw and what I've seen since. I had a bit of an outing yesterday in the wake of it, and it shook me a bit. But it's certainly the kind of things I need you in the up and up on. Only went without you because there was a very, very small window of opportunity to get a look in there. And we're gonna have to try again. And it's not gonna be a nice little window of opportunity when no one's looking this time.
Alright. I'm not finished. Not yet.
Alright.
And he walks over to, picks up the towel again, rubs it over his face, slicks his hair back, starts walking back over towards the dummies. So you can take in a few big deep breaths and shaking out his hands. Clearly the knuckles are red and there's bits of flecks of blood across them where the skin's just broken that somewhat. I'm going to be a while, Raya.
She gives a bit of a nod. Rest assured that you aren't forgotten in what we're planning. And when you're ready, open up and I'll either come to you or you can come to me. We'll talk about what's happened.
He just takes in a deep breath, pulls his fist up and starts going again.
No. Honestly, what was on his little radio? I assume just some fucking really high energy shit.
What was on his radio?
Mm-hmm.
it sounded like well, you couldn't really tell just because of the amount of noise he was making, but you definitely heard the underlying sound of like possibly like a flute and maybe like a bagpipes.
I mean, in light of the fact that they're done talking, yeah, she'll finally lean up from the tree. And as she's going to head out, pauses to reach over and hit the play button for him again.
And it starts fucking blaring out again. And he just carries on.
She just kind of sucks in a breath and heads off to find herself a place to sit and consolidate all this information and all this shit. Then we'll just keep the proverbial ear open in the link for when he is ready. And do you want to call it there, or do you want to fast forward?
Call it there for now.
All right. Then at least for the moment, call this a scene. So we will see you next time in this life. Bye now.